this today we're going to be talking about what types of jobs that you are going to be able to find if you live in Bakersfield. I'm not going to be talking about jobs where you need like a bachelor's or master's degree, because at the end of the day, I don't have a bachelor's, I don't have a master's, so I feel like majority of people may not have that. If you have that, that's amazing, that's great. But I'm gonna say like these are the type of jobs that if you're moving to Bakersfield, you could more than likely become employed within 1 to 4 weeks, depending on the time of year, depending on openings, and so on and so forth. Main thing that I will say about Bakersfield is that I don't think they have a bad job market. I really do believe that if you are applying yourself, like if you go and you're putting in applications, you have a good resume, you're following up with those people, I do believe that you will be able to find a job. Not, I'm not gonna say quickly, but you will be able to find a job at least within a month of moving out here, at one of these places. And if it's not something that I didn't mention here, there's so many other places that I didn't mention here, but these are like the main things that I know. I know people that work in these industries. I even worked before in these industries, and I know that these are jobs that you can pretty much apply for and get, depending on, as long as you don't have like any certain crimes, you're not able to get certain jobs. So keep that in mind as well. But anyways, let's get into this video. I don't want to make it too long. The first two I'm actually going to combine together because they kind of go hand in hand. You will be able to find retail jobs out here for sure. So Target, Walmart, if you want to work at the mall, they have retail stores. Different retail stores are jobs that you can apply at and get. I put Walmart and Target as the first two just because I know that, especially Walmart, you could apply at Walmart. They have different shifts. Target as well, they have different shifts as well. I do know that they also have a Target warehouse too. So if you wouldn't mind working in a warehouse, they have the warehouse as well that you could work at. Another place that I will mention is going to be Amazon. So Amazon has a warehouse. They have a warehouse in Bakersfield and they have a warehouse in Shafter, California. I believe those are the only two they have in Bakersfield or in the Bakersfield area. Shafter is like maybe I would say 15 to 20 minutes out of Bakersfield. They have a warehouse out there that you can get hired at, and it is extremely easy to get hired. All you have to do is pass a drug test and don't have any like really certain felonies, you can get hired there. They have morning shifts, they have night shifts, and that is definitely a job you can get hired at. They're always hiring, and they hire in batches. So all you have to do basically is apply on their website, and if they have shifts available, then you can choose your shift and you can get hired, go and do your orientation and do everything and get hired. So another place that I'm going to mention, and I'm only mentioning this because this is something that people say about Bakersfield, especially for like Bakersfield men, because this is like a very big oil place. As far I mean, I don't know what that really means, but this is a place that is really big in oil and gas and everything. So they have the oil fields for men. So if you are a man, you could work in the oil fields. And I don't know how the oil field is doing now, because I know sometimes like they're doing really good where they're hiring like really bad, and then there's times where they're not hiring. They may lay people off. I'm not gonna go into it because I really don't know exactly what they do, but I know there's a part of Bakersfield where you can actually oversee the oil fields. But anyways, that is a job for men. I mean, there's women probably that may work there too, but it is primarily a job for men. And I do believe you have to have certain certificates or certain certificates to work there, and they make really good money. But I don't know how it is, because I know sometimes they have really good seasons where they're hiring a lot of people, and then there's seasons where they're laying people off. So it's not really like stable, because there's times where you may end up getting laid off depending on if there's work or not. But they have the oil fields, and that's something that is very, very popular out here, is the oil fields. Another place that I wanted to say too is working in any like customer service. So they have Well, there's a place called Conduit. I actually used to work there before, but they have a place called Conduit. I don't know how if they're still called Conduit now. I believe they did close down. But Conduit is a call center, and basically you're doing technical support, working as a server. So I put server on here because you could easily get a server. I'm not gonna say job, but you can easily get an interview at Applebee's and at Olive Garden. So if you really, really need a job and you want to apply at Applebee's or Olive Garden, you could be a server, you could be a bartender. Those aren't the only places. There's like a lot of different places other than that that you can apply at, but pretty much you can apply as a server. And if you have experience, I don't think you necessarily have to have experience. If you have experience, that's all the better. But if you don't have experience, I believe you still can apply, but you can definitely get a server job, even if it's at like um, they have Denny's too, they have IHOP. So like there's a lot of different server jobs that you can apply to. Now, this place, if you don't mind driving, I say that because I'm talking about the Tejon outlets. So the Tejon outlets is a place that you are is going on the way. Like if you're going to be driving to the LA area, the Tejon outlets is the last big place on the way outside of Bakersfield. So if you are don't mind driving out there, pretty much it's like about 30 minutes from Bakersfield. If you're going to be going that way, then they have the Tejon outlets, and the reason why I say that is because you're going to be driving, if you work out there, you're going to be driving 30 minutes back and forth to work every day or how many ever days you work. They have a lot of stores, like kind of like a outside mall. They have Nike, they have Puma, they have I was gonna say Fashion Nova, but they don't have Fashion Nova. They have jobs out there. You can definitely get hired out there. The only things that you will have to be driving out there, if you don't mind driving, or if you feel like it's worth it to drive out there, then you could get hired out there for sure. CAPK, Community Action Partnership of Kern. So CAPK, I put this on here because they do tend to have a lot of job fairs, and they have a lot of different positions. I actually went to a job fair before once where they had a lot of different positions available, and a lot of their positions are either you're going to be like working with the community, or you're going to be working with women that may need housing. There's like a lot of different things. I can't think of them off the top of my head. Actually, let me see if I can find some. You actually go on the website. So if you go on CAPK Bakersfield, yeah, they have the food bank. Let me see. So I'm gonna go to the website capk.org, and then you go to employment, and then you go to Um, hmm. So I'm gonna look at the job just so you guys can see what type of jobs they have within it. But they have a lot of different jobs. So they have an enrollment technician, they have a Head Start teacher, they have a housing services program specialist, they have an accountant. So this one I'm pretty sure you may need a degree for. They have a they have a WIC program administrator. So that one is good. They have a Head Start teacher, they have an outreach and communication supervisor. So this one maybe you might need a some type of degree for this one. They have a housing navigator, site supervisor. So they have like a lot of different positions. I'm trying to see if they have, but a lot of these are um, like Head Start. You may need some type of child care development unit. So you are going to need a little bit of college, but it's not going to be a significant. But these jobs on this website are actually going to be a little bit more on the high paying end. And I know they have more entry level positions, but it seemed like they may not have them all here. I know the enrollment technician and the housing services program specialist might be entry level, but a lot of these jobs on here are you're going to require a degree. But when I went to the job fair, a lot of the jobs that they had at the time were jobs that you didn't have to have a degree. So they may have filled those positions already. But anyways, you can get hired at CAPK, and there's a lot of different positions here, and they have job fairs, and you can go meet the people, ask questions about the job and everything like that. So this one is for if you are like in the nursing field, if you have a CNA, if you have there's different nurse license. I don't know what all type of licenses mean, because I know there's a lot of different types of nurses or different subjects or sections, but they have, if you want to be a CNA, they have home care nurses. Just if you are a nurse, if you have your nursing degree, if you're a registered nurse, then you definitely can find a job out here, no problem. Whether you're working at a clinic or you're working at the hospital, they have big hospitals out here. There's one of the biggest hospitals is Memorial Hospital, Bakersfield Memorial Hospital. They have Kern Medical Center, San Joaquin Hospital. So like, there's a lot of hospitals where they will definitely need nurses. So nursing, if you have a nursing degree or you have a nursing certifications, you can definitely find a job out here for sure. The next place I'm going to mention is not actually in Bakersfield, but it is within driving distance, and this is the prison. So there is a prison, and there's one in Tehachapi, there's one in Delano, there's one in Wasco, there's one somewhere else as well, but they have a few prisons within driving distance. Tehachapi is about 45 minutes from Bakersfield, so it's a little bit of a drive, but the pay is really nice. You could be a correctional officer, but that's not really what I'm talking about. They have a lot of office jobs. They have case records technician. They have a lot of different positions where you can work in the office, administrative assistant, executive assistants, and those positions are pretty good paying positions. The only thing about those positions or those jobs is that you have to drive to the prison every day. I know someone that works at a prison, and they just carpool. So as long as you can meet people and carpool with them, then you can save yourself some money. But yes, you can work at the prison. The prison has really good benefits, and you make good money. I believe you only get paid once a month, so that's another thing to be aware of. That actually reminds me of another place too. Is that there's schools that you can work at too, and this is a really good, easy job that you can get, especially if you um, yeah, if you just need a job, you can get a job as a substitute teacher, instructional assistant, instructional aide. They have all those types of jobs, especially like if you're working with people with special needs. They have need of people to work in those fields as well. You have to basically fill out your application on the school website. Whatever school you're going to be working at, you have to fill out your application on the school website. And then I believe there are some positions that require you to have child care units. If you have, I know this because I was actually about to do it, but I decided not to. Is that if you have so many units in if you have so many college units, you don't even have to you can be an actual substitute teacher. You just have to take a test in order to get your be able to do so. And if you're able to do that, then you can make pretty good money. The next place is going to be the Department of Human Services, DHS. You can work there. They have a lot of entry level positions, and you make pretty good money as well. They have, I believe, I could be wrong. I know they have one building for sure, but I think they have two buildings where you could work at if you were to get employed. So that's another place you could work at. And it doesn't require a degree. You just have to have, I think you have to have so many years of experience or so much time of experience. And you have to have good customer service because you're going to be working with case records and clients and stuff like that all the time. The last one I'm going to mention is that you could work for the city of Bakersfield. So this is a really good job to have because they have good benefits. Like if you're going to be working as a bus driver, you could be a UPS driver, USPS driver. They have different, like the library. I think that considers working for the city of Bakersfield, but there's a lot of different positions. Let me see if I can find one while we're on the phone. We'll have you guys here. Let me see if I can find City of Bakersfield job. Oh yeah, I should have clicked on that. When you go on a website, and a lot of these places is so easy to apply for. All you have to do is just type it in Google, and you can apply for it, or you can find it. So let me see. Let me see what they got. Okay, they got accountant, but we're not gonna look at those ones. I know those ones you have to have a degree for. So they have administrative assistant. There's so many jobs on here. Like you have to actually go through the tabs, and they have a lot. They have a lot. But so basically, what I'm saying is that you can work at the city, work for the city, and they have really good jobs there, and you can work there. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If this video brought you some value, please give me a like and subscribe to this channel so that way I know this is the type of content you guys like to watch, and I will continue to make content like this.